Hey, what's going on, guys? Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. I want to talk about 5 gear items for backpacking that I feel like when you first start out should be the gear items that you invest in first to ensure that you have a great experience on the trail. Now, before we dive into this, there is going to be a bonus item, so make sure you stick to the end to be able to see what that bonus item is. But also, this is a discussion that is very much focused on investing in gear that fits within your budget. That's a really important part of this because the gear items that I'm about to show you may not fit within your budget, or you may not be interested in these particular items. So just know that your personal investment is different for every single person, and what you choose to buy should be the right piece of gear for you. But I feel like these 5 and the bonus items should be the first items that you invest the most into in your backpacking system. The first item is going to be your backpack. A backpack is the key part of a backpacking experience. That's why it's called backpacking. You are loading all of your gear into a beautiful piece of equipment to put on your back. And this happens to be the Gregory Zulu 40. So far, I love this pack. It's been a really great fit for me. But your investment into a pack will make or break your backpacking experience. If you just jump into something and buy it off of any website without trying it on, or you don't really know what you're looking for, you purchase the wrong size, those kinds of things, man, you are not going to enjoy yourself on the trail because it's going to fit weird on your back. It's going to put pressure in weird places. It's not going to be a fun time. And so a backpack really should be the first thing that you invest in, and make sure that it fits you properly so that you have a good experience. The second piece of gear that you should spend your money on, invest in to get something that's really good, is a proper shelter for your area where you're going to be backpacking, the environment, the conditions that you anticipate to expect. Here in Utah, it's very dry, and so we do have pretty big rainstorms that come in, but they don't last the same kind of way that they do out on the East Coast or up in the Pacific Northwest, that kind of scenario. And so make sure that you take time to really research and find a shelter that fits within your budget, but also gives you the protection that you're going to need for the environment and the conditions that you will experience in your particular area. That may be a hammock, that also may be a tent, whichever is your preference. Hammocks are great and they have a lot of different options to be able to do something that gives you really good weather protection. But if being a ground dweller and using a tent is your jam, then go with a tent and find something that fits you, fits your gear, and is going to protect you from the elements and the weather that you will experience. The next piece of gear for you to spend your money on and really invest in to make sure that you are comfortable in the backcountry is a good, solid sleeping bag. Again, spend what your budget allows and get the best piece of gear possible for your budget. That could be a quilt like this UGQ Bandit quilt, or it could be something off of Amazon that is kind of a more generic brand. It may be synthetic fill, which could be a benefit for the area that you are backpacking in, because down, like I've got here in this, if it gets wet, then it loses its ability to keep you warm. So synthetic could be a good option for you and also save you money by doing that. But invest in a good sleeping bag, something that's going to keep you nice and warm for the conditions that you're going to experience. Very often, people will talk about that are new backpackers that, I bought a 30-degree bag and I got down into freezing temperatures and I was cold. Not every sleeping bag manufacturer has their degree ratings as a comfort rating. Very often they are set up as a cold rating. So if it's 30 degrees as a cold rating, then 45 degrees is going to be your comfort rating, most likely, with that particular sleeping bag. So it is important to do your research and even email, ask questions, talk to other people on forums that may have used that product, and make sure that you understand that, okay, this 20-degree Bandit top quilt, this is a 20-degree comfort rating. It's not a cold rating, and so I know that to compare to maybe a Z-Packs or to Outdoor Vitals or to Perea Outdoor Products, whatever it is, if I am going to invest in a bag, make sure you do your research to get the right temperature rating for the conditions that you will be sleeping in, whether it's only summer or 3-season, and even adding winter into that to make sure that you stay warm and comfortable in the backcountry. Now, the next piece of gear to talk about is a proper sleeping pad, again, for the conditions that you plan to experience while out on the trail. There are hundreds of different sleeping pads for you to choose from, and they all are going to have different features, different thicknesses, different temperature ratings, R-value ratings that can be pretty complicated, but I'm trying to create some kind of trend or theme here that these big 3 items that we're talking about right now really need to fit your style, your system, your conditions and environment so that you can ensure a safe and happy and awesome backpacking trip. So this is the Nemo Tensor Alpine. This is a 4-season sleeping pad, overkill for summer use only. This is a highly insulated pad, so I may not need to purchase this if I never intend to do any 4-season backpacking. If I am a weekend warrior that does simply and solely summer trips, then I am going to probably invest in a pad that doesn't have any insulation in it, and that's going to keep me warm and comfortable for my time on the trail. If you are going to be doing 3-season backpacking, then getting an insulated pad, maybe not this extreme, but just a basic insulated pad that has an R value of at least 3 is going to be a good way to go to keep you nice and warm and comfortable. Another option that is really inexpensive is to go with a closed cell foam pad. That could be the Thermarest Z-Lite, that is that accordion style type of pad, or the Nemo Switchback. There's even the Big Agnes option, or the super cheap, like $10 closed cell foam roll-up pad from Walmart. Lots of different options out there, but invest in a pad that is going to be long enough, wide enough for your body type, and is going to keep you warm or comfortable for the weather and temperatures that you plan to experience. Now, I intentionally talked about the big 3 items at first because I do feel like those are really important pieces of gear that you should invest in first. They are your most expensive pieces of gear, your most bulky, most important pieces of gear, in my opinion, for you to spend the bulk of your money on. Everything else you can go way more inexpensive with and invest in more expensive things later and that kind of stuff. But to follow the theme of safety and comfort items, of items that you should invest in first before anything else, is going to be a proper water filter system. This could be a myriad of different options, different products. I just happen to have the HydroBlue VersaFlow hollow fiber filter and the Nock Vecto 2-liter water bag. You could get the Evernew bag, you could use the Sawyer bags, you could buy the Sawyer Mini, you could buy, gosh, a UV filter like a SteriPen. You could not take a water filter and just use Aquamira drops. There's so many options of things to do, but invest in something that's gonna work for you and be what you want to use. I love the VersaFlow. It's been a fantastic filter. It's never failed me. It's inexpensive. I can get it in a kit for 30 bucks. I can spend 20 bucks and get this awesome water bag. This system together is fantastic. The Sawyer Mini, the Sawyer Squeeze, the Sawyer Micro, all of those are great as well. Aquamira drops. There are other options out there as well, but invest in a quality water filter system. Now let's talk about the bonus item for you to make sure that you're investing in, and I feel like this is an item that gets skipped on quite a bit from people, but I want you to invest in a med kit that fits within your medical training, your medical understanding of first aid, and have a kit with you so that you can take care of yourself in the backcountry if you get hurt. It just drives me nuts when I get on and watch a video and people are like, oh yeah, duct tape and 2 Band-Aids and some super glue is a medical kit. No, it's not. That is not a med kit. A med kit is something that is going to allow you to treat cuts, scrapes, bruises, just all of the things in first aid, and it's worth carrying that extra weight to have a proper kit to be able to take care of the things that you might experience in the backcountry. If you get a massive cut and an infection in the backcountry and you didn't bring anything to be able to take care of that, man, that would suck. I would not want to be the person that said, I told you so. So carry a good, high quality med kit. It could be a pre-made kit. It could be something you put together yourself. It doesn't really matter. Just have something more than a couple Band-Aids and duct tape. That is not a first aid kit. A first aid kit needs to have all of the elements to be able to properly take care of injuries and cuts and medical things in the backcountry. Well guys, that is the 5 and bonus item of backpacking gear items that you should invest in first when you first start backpacking. It could be whatever you want. There's a bunch of links down in the description to be able to go through and sift through some different options. Would love for you to use those links as they do support the channel. Thank you for watching, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. We'll catch you on the next video. See you later.